Ahoy, salty dogs! Welcome to the Star Squadron server. My name is Lenscap, and this is episode number 20 of our Let's Play here on the Star Squadron server. If this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a while since the last video I put out, but I do try and make consistent content. I've had my reasons, but I have been away, but I'm back now, so I'm glad to see lots of new faces in my subscriber list. So welcome. You're very welcome, and I hope you stick around. So I figured with all the new faces and with me having been away recently, I thought I would take this opportunity, episode 20, to make a tour kind of video. A kind of welcome back Lenscap. Let's take a look at all of the things that I've done, that we've done together, I should say, and kind of take a look at all of this stuff and recap, get back in the groove of things and familiar with our work and the kind of stuff we like to do. So we'll start with the Salty Shipyard. This is my space station currently. I actually have 3 space stations, but this is the only one that I've actually done any real work on. Unless you count warp gates, we'll get to that. So anyway, this is the Salty Shipyard. This space station, the kind of concept here was to work around these cargo pods. These orange containers with my skull logo on them. These are just cargo pods that I designed and created. The purpose of this base is to create the cargo pods. It is solely for the manufacture of the cargo pods and ships to use them, I guess. My overall plan for this season of Star Squadron was to have several stations, each specialized in a specific kind of, role. This one is for cargo pods. We'll have another one that is like a mining outpost, and we'll have one that's like a trade center, like a hub kind of thing, and so that's kind of what we're doing. For this one, though, is cargo pods. I actually have 2 different shipyards in this station. There's the large one there that, of course, is for building ships. But this small one is the exact size to create the cargo pods and to insert them into the system. Let's actually go ahead and stop this mechanism for now. And that way we can kind of get a look at the rest of the mechanism. And we'll kind of tour the station as well. There's some cool stuff. Let's actually start over here. The elevator is here, so this big open area here, this rectangular area, this is still a work in progress. So this is a place that I can build. This is room for me to build things. This area does not interfere at all with the juggling of the cargo pods like that, so we're safe to build there. I figured we'd put barracks or a mess hall or something. This logic is just there to allow that to loop like we just watched. That's temporary and will probably go away at some point. But anyway, we can enter the station from a number of places. Currently, that hallway is unfinished, this hallway is unfinished. And this hallway leads to the public docking area, which is not that exciting. But let's take this down and grab some gravity. This elevator will take us into our main shipyard control room. That's where we are here. It's a little dark in here, but we've got some cool things. You can watch the cargo pods go in if they're going. I like the lighting in the ceiling. That's kind of neat. There's a transporter room. I use transporters to get around the station quickly, but they're also connected via hallways. I have my little security robot here. He's walking around making sure that everything works nice and that everything is all up to snuff. There are 2 other robots, too, patrolling the station here. They're cargo robots, I guess, so they move stuff back and forth. These are like my little minions. They add some life to the station, which I really like. This is my shipyard for now. There's not much going on here, so not much to say about that. But I do have this transporter room. Now we're going to take this transporter, we're going to go ahead and use it, and we're going to transport over to there, which is the main control room for the cargo pod shipyard. So we'll talk about that a little bit. All we've got to do, though, is hop in this, and we'll make sure this is set properly. Aha, it is set to go to the Dragoon, which is one of my ships, so we need to change that. We're going to set the pod control room as our destination and activate. There we go. Now we're back. I will need to reactivate gravity, which is right there. Oh, maybe not. I guess they fixed that. You used to drop out of gravity when you transported, so... I've got a security guy here. He doesn't actually move. The rest of them all move, but... So this shipyard is cool. You can, with it, you can load a design. Let's place an order. We're going to load a design. We're going to load the cargo pod in there. So that puts a hologram of our cargo pod there. And we can use this to inject it into the system. So let's go ahead and create one. Construct design. We're just going to call it cap. Pod, we'll call it pod 10. I don't know which pod I am in sequence, but it doesn't actually matter. So that's created. All we have to do is undock it, and it will automatically, there we go, drop itself in and follow along. These cargo pods are, the storage system is smart. It will hold 12 pods, 3, 3, 3, 3. And then there is also an overflow, so the pod will just kind of cycle around this way if we fill it up, which is pretty cool. So we can support quite a few cargo pods with this system. Each pod is full of cargo storage blocks. There's a lot of storage available here, and I can't imagine ever filling it all the way up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ships now. Let's walk there. Oh, this elevator is not in the right place. So there are a couple elevators throughout the station as well. If we go down, actually, let's look at the manufacturing area first, and then we'll take a look at the shipyard. Or at the ships, I guess. So this elevator goes down to the manufacturing area. In here, I have a paint room. So these are constantly running. They just produce paint. I have manufacturing. I've got basic, standard, and advanced factories. These do 1, 10, 50, and 1,000. 150, 100, 1,000. That's how I've got them set up. So, and they're all kind of linked to each other and stuff. So they do that. There is a capsule refinery, and this is my storage. Where's my storage? No, it's up there. It's up there. But anyway, I have storage that basically I have one chest that controls all of the storage for the station. I don't really use other storage anywhere, so that's that. That's the cargo stuff. It's pretty basic, but it works really well. We've got gravity on all of the elevators if something weird happens, and permission modules so that anybody can come and visit, and they can have free access to my entire station. The permission modules on all the doors and all the docking areas and everything. So if we follow this hallway, we got some good views of kind of the rest of the station. But if we follow this hallway, we can go this way, and we'll find a small, like, quarters. There's captain's quarters here, where my detonator is, and a build block, some private storage. I actually have some contraband items. These are items that are not obtainable in the game anymore, along with Larimar. Our server has a big Larimar kind of plot line going, if you're paying attention to that. So we do a lot of role-playing and stuff on this server, and Larimar is a hot ticket item right now. I've got 2 of these visitors' quarters. They all have lights that you can turn on and off, as well as some health. This is just something, just for fun. These probably will be repurposed later once we get the barracks put in. Permission modules for all the doors. And my hallways are kind of plain, but they're all decorated, so that's important. This is storage dock 1. This is where I have the eyes and ears docked for now. So welcome to Salty Shipyard. This is the interior of the eyes and ears. You can see I've got a fully fleshed out interior. The eyes and ears is kind of like my quick, speedy, get around, the one we use to traverse the galaxy. We don't need to take a lot of things with us. There's a little bit of cargo storage, but not much. Of course, I've got a transporter. We can take a look, if we hop in the ship core and into build mode, we can kind of take a look at the ship a little bit. It is asymmetric. I like to do asymmetry on my ships. So that's the ship there. It has this arm that holds a couple of drones. We did some work for a client at one point who hired us out to spy on a couple of other people who play on the server. So you can check that out. It's in one of the previous episodes if you want to get caught up on the plot and stuff. For now, we're just kind of touring ships and stuff. But so that's the eyes and ears. The next ship we're going to look at is the Lancer. And then we'll take a look at our third ship, the Dragoon, and then we'll probably actually come back to the eyes and ears for the rest of the tour. We're going to go check out my warp gates, and we'll go to the warp hub and see if anybody's built anything there as well. So the next ship we're going to is the Lancer, which is just down this hallway. It is parked in storage dock number 2. So this is the Lancer, and it doesn't have as much of an interior. This is one of the first ships I've built. The Lancer actually was carried over from the last season of Star Squadron and is all but retired at this point. But we'll take a look at it as well. If we hop into the ship core of it, then we can take a look. It has one large single engine, which I haven't seen a lot of people do. Most people do more broken up engines like this or like this. But I like the one large engine, but I did that once, so I'm ready to do something different with the other ships. It's got some really cool designs in it, some neat animation. I really like animation. Of course, got my skull logo there. You can see it on my station there. Very important to me to be branded. But this season of Star Squadron, we are focusing on using the cargo pods. And this ship does not work with the pods, so that is why it's pretty much retired now. We may retrofit or refit it later, but for now, retired ship. This elevator will take us up to the Dragoon, so let's go ahead and take it. I'll use this time to talk about where I've been and what's been going on with me. So I know a lot of you subscribers, and thank you very much for your concern. We're worried about me and worried about where I've been. But I've been sick. I was pretty sick. Nothing life-threatening or that serious, but I definitely was sick. I've been in and out of doctor's offices for about a month now, and still not sure what's going on, but I wanted to at least get back into YouTube. I mean, I'm not going to get better unless I start doing stuff, so I'm fine, though. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. It's not that serious. So here's the Dragoon, and we've got a bit of an interior here, a little like kitchenette area. Got a bed, sleeping area. This window, that's actually one of the cargo pods. We can open this as an access to the cargo pods. They all have on the back here a storage module so we can get into the storage of the pods. We can activate or deactivate auto pull with this. So you can see auto pull's on or now it's off. We actually want to leave it on while it's docked to the ship. The Dragoon is my most recent ship and the largest one I've built on the server so far. And the first ship I've built that utilizes the cargo pods. So if we go up this ladder, this is a ladder of my own design. I've seen a couple other people use it, but it's just like stairs. Kind of a ladder thing. Which is cool, man. Use my ladder. I like it. I like it. You don't have to give me credit. So these buttons are for the pod controls. We're actually not going to do that right now, but yeah, they're there. Let's take the Dragoon, and we'll take the Dragoon actually out. We'll hop into build mode actually and take a look at it first. But so you can see there's the cargo pod. It will eject and put it back into the system, the pod, of course. it will eject the pod and launch it back that way into the system where it kind of cycles like the rest of these did. It's got my logo there. ASIM, this is a giant salvaging gun, cannon gun kind of thing. So I like that. The nose of the ship is completely clear and see-through. I like the way it's illuminated. I like the intakes on the front. Without the pod loaded, it kind of looks like a pregnant fish. So that's kind of fun. Let's actually go ahead and take the Dragoon out for a stroll. Now, we definitely want to put on the radar jammer because we have no defenses. This is my warp gate. So we set up a warp gate that will allow us to go from here to the center of the galaxy where we've kind of started a warp hub. I don't know if anybody else has joined the warp hub yet, but we all kind of decided that we would set up one sector that has a bunch of warp rings in it, so we can go to and fro between each and everybody's stations a little bit more easily, which is nice. I thought I had overdrive on this, but I guess not. The Eyes and Ears has some pretty solid overdrive, so the Warp Hub, I am building a station there as well. It's going to be like my trade center, trade depot thing, but I don't really have anything there yet, but we'll go check it out too. For now, though, all we really have is the warp gate, and I don't want to go through the gate just yet. We want to fly past it and look at it. So if I can slow down quickly enough. I haven't played this in a while, so I forgot a little bit about the controls. But we'll get there. We'll get it figured out. Here is my warp gate. This is Salty Shipyard to spawn. So I've got them labeled so you know where it goes. The other way says spawn to Salty Shipyard. And they're just kind of back and forth gates. We could make a highway system or something like that if we chose to, but I really like the look of this gate. I'm actually going to park near it and hop into build mode and fly around it that way so we can see it a little better. But this is my warp gate. It's got my logo, of course, so you know whose gate it is. And I like the electrical arcs. They're kind of blocky, but it works. It works. Of course, got my skull logos here as well. So if you're just approaching from this way, you know whose gate it is. And some neat little, like, decorative piping, kind of steampunk feeling. Oh, look, we took a little bit of damage there. But that's okay. So that's my warp gate. Let's go ahead and fly through it now. And this will take us to the hub. And this will jump us to the spawn sector. So now we're in the spawn sector. And if we take a look at our map, it looks like there are a couple more stations here now. We've got Ye Old Hub Pub, which is my thing. There's Top Ace, Squad Base Gate, and UCC, that's Sven the Slayer. So that's cool. Maybe we'll go check out their hubs. Maybe not this episode, but definitely soon we'll have to. This one's going to run pretty long. So we'll go check out Ye Old Hub Pub and Shop, which if there are other gates here, it's definitely time to get started on this project. This was going to be a neutral meeting ground. If you're into the role-playing side of our server, which I don't do role-playing every episode. My channel is mostly let's play, let's build together, and with a little bit of role-play sprinkled in as we interact with the other members of the server. Some people are real heavy into the role-play stuff, which is cool. It's really fun to watch those videos. Me, I have a little bit of both going on, so I like that. Ye Old Hub Pub right now is just a little ring, and you can see I did some like layout work, but there's not much to it right now. But we are going to put a shop here, and that's going to be cool. So that's the Star Squadron server, fellas. That's Lenscap's portion of the Star Squadron server so far. I appreciate you guys sticking with me while I've been sick, and I hope you are happy to hear that I've returned, and I'm definitely happy to be back. So This is Lenscap signing off. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one. Stay tuned.